with this kind of journey?
Honestly, is they have the woe is me mentality. It's too hard. Life isn't fair. These things in life are not easy for me. You look to your left, you look to your right, and you start to judge yourself off other people. Like, if you're a female, well, she's skinny, she doesn't work out as hard as I do, and everything starts to corrupt your mind. You start to look around too much at other people and what they're doing, and that starts to corrupt your own dialogue. We are judging ourselves against too many people. You have to judge yourself against yourself. And that's the one thing I started learning, man. This isn't a race against me and Rich Woe. This is a race against David Goggins and David Goggins alone. And once you can silence all that bullshit, all the outside interference and things that are attracting your mind to everything, you can then start to grow and realizing, I'm stressed out for no reason. This isn't a whole other race. This is my own timeline, and this is how I'm gonna run it.
Say, for instance, we have a family. Let's say we're all a big family here. All three of us, all four of us are a big family. And every morning I'm getting up training for a 200-mile run. And you see me get at 4 o'clock in the morning. And all you are sleeping. And by the time I get done running my 30, I come home just getting up. How are you gonna feel about yourself? A lot of times you're an overachiever and you have people, that's what I talk about the mediocrity thing. A lot of our family members, a lot of our friends, they're mediocre. There's always those couple of guys who are uncommon, who want to be better. But you make that mediocre feel like, whether it's your mom or your dad, whoever, you make it feel horrible. I've been there. I'm speaking from experience. When you get somebody around you who's trying to be better, and you don't have the drive that they have, it's a constant reminder of how fucked up you are. You have to know that that's what it is. Anybody in your corner gonna say, man, get after it, but I'm so proud of you, they have a problem with themselves. So all you're trying to do is achieve more. If that's a problem for somebody, you have to look at them and say, man, you really have a problem with yourself, huh?
Well, I got a VFW award for the American Award for military service and giving back. I'm a shoe in the shoemaker. That's why what you see is what you get. At that moment when I was giving my speech, and I thank my aunt for being there, and my mom, it wasn't just about her. It was, I know what she went through, I know what I went through, and we got knocked down so much. I had a moment in front of all these great American heroes where I had a chance, it was like so fast, it went through me like lightning. I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I'm getting an award like this. That kid who was in the fetal position, the majority of his life. And so much the fact that my body and hip flexors are tight to this day. That even though I was pretty erect, my mind was in the fetal position. And when I looked out amongst all those people, it was a sense of pride that I can't even explain. It's the moments of 3 weeks. It's the moments of in that room by myself studying for hours and hours, and I was trying to catch up with all the kids who were like it's just those moments, like the real raw moments of life that like hit me, we're gone. I overcame it. You know, it's like this power behind all this shit. And that's the feeling I was looking for in my life. I found it. It wasn't money, it wasn't fame, it wasn't awards. It was that feeling I have right now. The feeling I'm about to break down, but it's not like I'm upset. It's like I want myself so hard that I turned the person this up into this right here. Not off of reading a book on the theorist, off of going to work on myself and saying, I don't know how to do this, but I know that to get over there that side, I gotta grind myself into a refined power. And I did it. I did it off a sure will. And very few people know that days a week, whatever, when it's not shining, not shining, not comfortable, and to go to the gym and work out and go eat. And it's not fun. And we learn it very fast. If you don't see results in the first 2 days or first week, I'm done. That's the mentality of most people. The struggle is too real. We're not patient. Like in a world where you can Google the best restaurants around me right now, no one's patient. And for you to lose weight, for you to stop drinking, whatever the hell you're going through, it takes a lot of patience, a lot of time, and a lot of pitfalls, a lot of plateaus. You can hit so many plateaus, you don't have to get around that plateau, it's not going to happen fast.
Everybody wants to hack.
Yeah, everyone wants to have it. There is no hack, man. A morning routine is every day I get to run. Every single day. That's why I hate that the most. So that is where I share that feeling. Yes, I hate that the most. So you have to do something that sucks every day. Because why? Once you overcome the suck, oh, now you're powerful. You've overcome yourself already. So now you're ready to battle. I go to the gym about 4 times a week. But my biggest thing I do is my nighttime routine. I stretch out anywhere from 2 to 4 hours every night. It used to be a lot more than that. I talk about that book, why I started doing that. I had, through my whole life, as you see, I was using my fight or flight muscle. I was under severe stress as a child, growing up, my job was ripped. A lot of stress. I'm sitting down right now, we're all using my shoulder muscle, my hip flexor muscle. And I give you a 2 second on that. That muscle is attached to your T12. And about 5 or 6 years ago, I got really, really sick. Doctors give me all kinds of hormones. Take this, take this, take this. And it's in the book real good, so I won't go deep into it now. But I laid back and I literally said, you know what, I'm dying. The doctors can't figure out what's wrong with me. My blood tests are coming back fine. I said, I can't even run a block. I went from 205 miles, I can't run a block. I'm in my bed, sitting there. And I started realizing I had these humongous knots on my hip flexors and in the back of my head. And I said, it's done. So I started slowly stretching out. I couldn't do anything. Over a period of a couple of years, I got off this medication, that medication. I was on like 15, I was on several medications. I'm on one. And honestly, what I believe, no doctors said this is what happened to you. I was literally so tight, I was cutting off blood supply in different places in my organs. And then I opened up my body. So now I went from running 830 miles on a training run to now running a 715 to 700 mile training run. It's the same heart rate. And it's not because I'm training any different. It's just because my body's opened up and it's allowing more blood flow. So every night I stretch out and it's truly, I used to be wound so tight. Like, I couldn't sit in this chair for this long. I'm like, I can kind of get it, everywhere I go. It's totally changed my whole perspective of life. It's changed everything. Stretching out, yoga, all those things has put me in a whole different state of mind. And the healthiest I've been in my entire life, nearly happiest. I'm in search for a few. I'm not in search for a trophy. I'm not in search for love. I'm not in search for more followers on Instagram, social media. When I started this journey years ago, and I realized that I'm going to be somebody, and I'm searching for a feeling of true victory for myself, and only myself. The second I shut out the whole world and realized that one thing, that I am in this world alone. I'm fighting this race by myself. Yeah, I'm all about people, I'm all about the team, I'm all about passion, but I'm really all about right now in my life. Just like you said, no one knows the real truth about it, how hard I work. I don't care if anybody knows. I don't want anybody to know. I'm an introvert. I live an introverted life. And I love that about me. That right there is my truth. Because I know that there's really no one out there lying about me. If they are, so be it. If I know about you, I'll make sure that I'm not getting it. That's what the mentality is all about. My whole thing is a mentality thing. Like I told you the last time on the show, I view myself as the weakest person on the planet. My goal in life was to, if I believe I'm the hardest man alive. And that's why the whole thing is, you can't hurt me. what it's about. It's about whatever you think you are, you have to make that dream reality. That's where the hard part is making that dream reality. It was important for me to finally realize, stop being those fake people I used to be, stop being afraid. There was no growth until I cut myself down to nothing, to the person I really was, the real human being. And once I found out who I really was, that's when I started growing. I was trying to build on top of a lied, fucked up foundation. You can't build off of the foundation. So I had to get down to the actual mineral soil of who I was, and that's when you can start really growing.
Is there something that you want to be known for, the one thing that you want to stand out through all of these accomplishments to be remembered for?
Honestly, I honestly want to be considered one of the hardest men to walk the planet Earth in the history of the world. And what I mean by hard, I'm not talking about the guy who does the most pull-ups or sit-ups or runs the most. Just a person who's able to overcome any adversity in front of him. To figure out a way. This isn't about physical shit, man. Yeah, it helped me get to where I'm at. But what I was doing in the whole process, the process wouldn't be ripped. It wouldn't be about sure. I wanted through the physical challenges, through the physical suffering. My mind was getting stronger. I was literally doing that for a reason. I had a weak mind. This just happened to come with it. I was trying to all the judgment that's passed on me, perceived and not. Sometimes you make it up in your own head. You know, I just want to be able to handle all of that, everything, physical, mental. I want to be perceived as that, like an old school barbarian, old school guy that's like, God, dog, man, nothing can hurt me. This is why the book is titled, "It Can't Hurt Me." I want people to have that mantra in their life. Take that with you. Take it everywhere you go in life. And if you believe that and you work towards that, house in your mind, strengthen yourself. Can't hurt me is strong. In any situation like Miles and Buzz, they beat the shit out of me. I'd be the first one to get to and they were beating the hell out of me. But you say it enough to you. False motivation becomes real motivation after a while. There's a lot of successful people in the world who still feel empty inside. And they wonder why they still feel empty. So they try to make another million, 2 million, 3 million, buy a new car, a new house, a new boat, and buy more of everything. At the end of the day, they still feel empty inside. For me, I wasn't even successful, I was still empty. So I was trying to hide my insecurities, my doubts, all this bullshit. So I was trying to get myself a turd. And when you're trying to get yourself a turd, you're still a turd. It's like a turd you get turkey for Thanksgiving. You don't know what you're doing. You cook them without going inside and cleaning it out. You have to clean the insides out before you start dressing it up. Same thing with life. If you don't get inside your soul, inside your heart, and fix it, you want to go more of yourself.
This way, excuse me, the stepdad got murdered. My dad beat the shit out of me. I can't breathe and right to save my fucking soul. I lied about it to everybody. I cheated on all these tests. My God, man. And then you put a goal in your mind. How are you gonna feel, man, when you accomplish this goal coming from that shit?
Hey, I'm Russ Perfino, and if you're a coach, consultant, expert, author, or speaker, I have just one question for you. Do you know?
It's 44 degrees and it's nice and rainy outside. But no one cares about that. It's not about the rain.
what the rain represents. Life is always giving you a test, trying to give you a way out, trying to give you an excuse not to show up.
People have this reoccurring nightmare that there's something, some force that's holding them and it's holding them down, and they can't break free. No matter what they do, they can't break free from that force. Well, I'm here to tell you that thing in your nightmare, that thing that's holding you back, that thing that's dragging you down, that thing is you.
Go out there and start fucking walking. Put some shoes on, start running. Go to the gym. Do your electrical training. It's not right. A lot of folks talk about training. You gotta train before you get overtrained. Sometimes you wake up in the morning time when you're sore and you overtrain. No? You got sore fucking legs. Get out of your own head and stop overthinking it. Stay hard.
I don't care how small it is. I don't care how minuscule the movement is, but make it move. Move forward and do that every single game, no matter what. Including today. You want to get any closer to your 5-year plan or your 3-year plan or your 7-year plan or any plan that you got, you should get up and start getting after it.
This is my excuse today. But guess what? You gotta have the mentality to show up every fucking day of your life. No matter what life throws at you. It's our responsibility to show up to the God feed my life. Prepare for fucking battle. I don't know what you're going through, what life's throwing at you. It's your responsibility to find to do 100%. Take it upon yourself to do that. Stay hard.
Those days that you don't want to do anything, you're too tired, too sore, just don't feel like it, those days, those are the days that count. When you have those feelings, it's even more important to step up and get some. If you got something to do, don't put it off till tomorrow. Don't do that. Don't voluntarily do anything tomorrow that you should be getting done today. Get it done today. Don't wait. Attack it, destroy it, and move on.
Just imagine the small business that you could start. What would that look like? You'd be able to work from home. You wouldn't have to rent expensive commercial office space. Number two, you can do it part-time.
How you gonna interrupt my shit?
It's until you open your mind, open-mindedness creates that. We all shut down around, like for instance, when I broke the pull-up record, everybody around me who heard the pull-up record was 4,020 pull-ups. That's the first thing they did. Oh my God. The first thing I did versus closing my mind, like, oh my God, that's crazy. I went and got a pen.
So how many times every minute?
Exactly.
Every hour, every second.
Instead of taking life and making it out to be this grandiose thing, start breaking it down. Start breaking it down. And most of us, we live in a box. And we don't want to go outside that box at all. Ever. Outside that box is all these possibilities of life. But what we do, we shackle our mind. We are a prisoner in our own mind. This is all I can do. It's all I'm good at. And we take away the possibilities. You can do this, you can do that, you can do all these things. And I never thought at 300 pounds I could be that sick. So my mind was shackled. Me and you would never, there'd be no book. There'd be no book. There'd be nothing. So what people say is that they live for themselves, not knowing that you have the power within yourself to change millions of lives by facing life.
The reason why we go back to old habits is because our goals are too lofty. we're not achieving our goals fast enough. So what happens is, you know what, oh man, we're very impatient nowadays. For me, it was good. I didn't have a phone. I was out of this world by myself. It was a race against David Goggins. It wasn't a race against, God, I want to look good for this person or that person. It was me. I got to change myself. So for me, if I lost 5 pounds in a week, I got a feeling. I allowed myself to feel proud of that. I didn't look at I got to lose 106 pounds. I'm like, man, I went from 297, now I'm 292. In 1 week, man, I'm killing it. We're not proud of ourselves for the small accomplishments. What we need this monstrosity of the thing that happens. Say, I did it. Nah. There's a process that you have to go through, and patience is the process. And if you don't have patience, after a week, I haven't lost 30 pounds and I'm done. I'm over it. So that's what I found out with people, man. They're not patient enough to realize and to enjoy the moment, not live in it. Just enjoy it. There's no finish line in life. But enjoy that moment. Roger that, man. I lost 5. Let me go 10 next week. So that's the whole thing about it. That's how people lose it.
And not in a sadistic way, in a life-changing, growing way. I found out so much about myself through going through that training 3 times. And I went through the hardest part of the training 3 times. You know, after the first phase, I crucible, and that's where I was at for 3 times. I spent most of my time in Buzz in first phase.
In the hell week.
In the hell weeks. And being in that grind. And in that grind, I got time to examine myself. I call it live autopsy. And also examine other people. Because I was really good. So I started learning that if you start to change your mindset versus it being like, oh my God, this sucks. I became a professional blood student. So I wasn't going to leave until I graduated. So I started realizing, if this is my home, this is what I am, I had to always reset the bar. I had to reset my new norm. There always had to be a new norm. So one thing we don't do is we don't have a new norm. My new norm is, you get up every morning at 4 o'clock and you suffer. This is your new norm. That became my new life. Most people want to get out of it. I said, no, this is your new life. This is who you are. Your new norm is you wake up and you suffer. And I started realizing, if that's my mentality, this shit ain't hard anymore. Your new norm is you wake up, you get in the cold water, you can get into this, whenever they say you're out, you get out. So my new norm, so I do that now today. My new norm now is I'm doing 200 mile run. Your new norm now, man, is you've been doing 200 miles. I don't live on the surface of anything.
Yeah.
Surface is what got me where I was at. It got me from 175 pounds to 300 pounds. Tell everybody I'm good. I don't get that. I'm good. No, they're hollow words. A lot of us speak in hollow words. I used to speak in hollow words. I don't do it anymore. Everything that comes out of my mouth is real. And we all have these feelings in our bodies, in our minds, in our souls. I act on mine. A lot of us who are afraid of something, we allow our minds to choose the path in which existence, so we go a different route. I'm afraid of something that's telling me you must
Do this.
You must do that. You have to go that way. And most of us don't understand that mentality. We go left, and we wonder why we haven't fulfilled something in our lives. It's because we continue to take the journey that is mapped out. And how I look at it, I talk in life like a lot of us in life want to take the 4-lane highway that has road maps and all this other stuff on it, man. It tells you where to go, gas stations. The next 10 miles up, you can see McDonald's or Cracker Barrel. It's the easy route. Very few of us want to go to the right side.
A lot of us dream big. You should dream big. Dreaming big is important. You know, some of us want to be doctors, lawyers, dentists. Some of us want to be in special operations. So you have this big dream, you can see it so clear, like it's right in front of you, you can go out and touch it. But the thing about it is somewhere, if you dream big enough, somewhere down that journey, that dream becomes a nightmare. And what happens in that nightmare, so you have all these questions, like, if you want to be a special ops,
You may not be a great swimmer. You may just realize I'm not a great swimmer, I'm not a great runner. You may start to fail tests. And all these questions start to flood your mind. Why am I here? I'm not good enough. Trust me, I know all about the questions. They will flood your mind. If you do not have the answers for them, you will quit. The answers lie in the repetitions. You must not forget the repetitions you put into trying to dominate the craft that you're in today. Always, always embrace the suck, adapt to the suck.
When you're afraid of something, you have to master it. That's how you start to overcome it. So what I realized, when I get to that point where I want to quit everybody, they get to the point where they want to quit, this is what happens. The mind tells you, let's go home. Let's take a warm shower. Let's get some food. This is not right. This is not. If you cannot answer the questions at that moment, because your mind's going to start giving you all these questions. And if you can't answer them, you're going to quit. When I realized, when I was going through Budge, Ranger School, all this 100-mile race, 200-mile race, pull-up records, my mind would come creeping in. When I was doing 4,030 pull-ups, at 2,000 pull-ups, and my hands were ripped open, my mind said, look, brother, we've done all these other things. You've proven yourself. You're good. If I didn't have the answer to respond to my mind and why I'm here, why I'm doing this, you will always lose that fight. You have to have the response to what your mind is going to tell you. And another thing about that is self-talk. A lot of people have like these big or mental toughness. All that's is crap about self-talk, visualization. It's true, but the thing about self-talk and all these things, they ask me, what do you think about when you're on mile 100 of a 205-mile run? What are you thinking about when you realize you're going for 24 hours and you have 24 more hours to run and you have another 105 miles? It goes through your mind. What do you say to yourself? I don't even know. A lot of people think self-talk works. It does, but it doesn't work without the suffering before your mind starts saying we need self-talk. So what I tell myself is I go back to the months and years of preparation to get to that day. And I'm telling myself, it's 3:30 in the morning, and I'm looking at my shoes, and I want to go out there and run 30 miles. I have to, in that second, in that moment of this self-talk, my mind said, you gotta find more, you gotta find more. I once again calm down, go back into my mind, in my cookie jar, I call it, and I have to reflect back on the shit I did to get here. And that becomes my self-talk. Self-talk does not work unless it is real. Most of us lie to ourselves in this self-talk. It doesn't work. It has to be real. It has to be something that you've done to make it really work.
What haunts you the most? What haunts me the most is that if I would have died of years of pounds, let's say I was 75 years old, I got to heaven, and God has a chart like that on everybody's life. I say that. I don't care what you do. It doesn't matter. I'm not judging anybody. Let's say my name is God. You get to heaven, I'm 300 pounds, I sit down, I was a cockroach, Terminator my whole life, and you're sitting down just like this, you're God and I'm dead. And he gives me that chart. And he says, look at this. Now look at this chart. And on the chart it has all these different things with my names on it. But these things aren't me. I was going to change the world. I was going to set records. I was going to be a Navy SEAL. I was going to be all these things in the military that I accomplished. You're going to get the DFW award. You're going to be honored here, honored there. And I'm like, God, this isn't me. Like I said, David Goggins. I was an Eagle Lab guy, sprayed for cockroaches, and I'm 300 pounds. It said here I'm 185. It says here I got a bachelor's and a master's. It says all these things. And God goes, no, that's who you were supposed to be.
Wow.
My biggest fear in life is if there is a final resting place in this world, and there's a final judgment, and you talk to something much bigger than you. I don't want to sit down and have a conversation with something that says, you're in heaven. This is what you should have been on earth. Are you really in heaven? I feel like you're in hell. Thinking about how much I left on the table for food for not willing to go over the wall and over the next wall and over the next wall. So in my mind, I believe that. And God knows all. At least I believe that. I want God to be up there right now. We're speaking, writing stuff down. Oh my God, He exceeded even my expectations. That's how I live my life. I now know that there is no cap on the human life. There is no cap. We have ourselves. You grow up weak and you start to master your mind, because my whole thing is whenever I'm weak at something, whenever I'm scared of something, I master it. I was a weak-minded person, so I mastered my mind. And in mastering my mind, I mastered the human mind. And I realized why I no longer judge people, why I no longer put people on a pedestal, because they're all up their own way. We all have demons. Some people hide them better than other people. So I know we all have them. By me knowing that, I know that most alpha males are very fragile. Very fragile. They never want to see another person harder than them. Especially in that kind of realm.
Ego attachment.
The ego,
Very strong.
Ego will give every time. Ego is serious. So if I can hurt your ego, I got you. So by me having such a fragile ego growing up, all this was my advantage. I was doing a lot of autopsy on how f***ed up I was. I was like, hey, this me up, I better tell people too. So I started using all these different tools and tactics to get in instructors' heads. And taking souls, that's what happened, man. We're Wednesday, freezing cold. Everybody's jackhammering. Everybody wants to, everybody just want to get through it now.
Jackhammering is when you just can't stop
You
shooting.
can't stop shivering. You're sitting with this uncontrollable jackhammer, and the instructors take great pride in watching you suffer. They do. We, in a sick way, it's kind of funny. You were there once as a student, as an instructor, but I knew how would I be thinking if I was an instructor. I would love seeing this statistic go on. What wouldn't I like to see? I would hate to see some guys just looking like this is just another day on the beach and go for yourself. I would hate to see that. So
They all want to think like when they did it, they were harder.
they were harder. Everybody's hard. So I said, man, it's time. I can't fight you. You guys can meet up all day long. That's your job. And I love your job. I love what you guys do. You guys make us better. But now, I'm going to take the tactical advantage. I'm going to start with you. So I got my boat crew, Bill Brown. I had Chris Kyle, my boat crew, American Sniper. I had a couple of hardcore. And everybody right now is kind of like in their own world. Let's just get through this, man. I can't wait till Friday so we can graduate, how we get going. I said, let's go ahead and have some fun. I said, we're going to start with this guy. So the evolution here was we got through the net check. We're stripped down to nothing. They're checking us out, making sure we're good. They're checking for pneumonia, checking for my knees all jacked up. They're giving me shots. And I was like the boat crew leader of boat crew 2. So I'm in the front of the boat, and I tell our guys this is what we're going to do. The boat's like on our heads. That's all it was. We're supposed to lift the boat up above our head. That's all you got to do. But when you're this weak, you're this fragile, you're this tired, the boat's heavy. So there's a thing you can do when you do boat presses. You can get the boat like this, toss it up and catch it. And that shows like you're jacked up. So everybody's holding the boat and they're shaking, and the boat's starting to come down their head, and all the boat crews are all lined up and they're f***ed up. And I'm looking at that, and I turn around my boat and I say, hey guys, it's time to take some solos. They're like, what the f*** are you talking about? I said, we're getting, you see all these instructors out here, all their jackets and drinking coffee and laughing and smiling. I want their faces to go straight up numb. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna start boat pressing this moment. Just take my lead, trust me, you get energy from it. We start throwing this boat up in the catching it, throwing it up in the catching it. We start yelling, can't hurt, boat crew 2. We're yelling our ass off, and we're doing it. And they make us stop, like to stop. I look at these instructors, and their faces literally look like someone just took their soul out. I know where their minds were like, they were thinking about themselves. Like, what the f just happened, man? I know me on this, I couldn't have done that. How are they doing it? So the rest of the time, going through Hell Week, it was like we owned it.
Right.
Boat crew 2, we won every single race. We were just dominating, and it was a strong boat.